So today I have got a guest. I have got Elliott Rayne, who is a financial crypto expert. So we're going to bring him on. We're going to have a little chat, ask him a few questions, find out what he's about, and see what he thinks about the market of cryptocurrency. So let's bring him in. Elliott, hello. How are you today?
Good afternoon, Oliver. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you
Yeah,
very
I'm
much.
good, thanks. I'm good.
Good. I love you. Elliott Rayne. That sounds like a superhero name. That's like a powerful name. So Elliott,
I
firstly,
wish.
what I want to ask is anyone that doesn't know you, what are you? What's your title, and what is it that you offer?
Yeah, so essentially, I'm the owner and founder of Planet Crypto Global, and we exist to educate people of all experience levels to becoming profitable in cryptocurrency. Whether you're a time poor investor, where we'll help you build your own portfolio for the long term, or a time rich investor, where we'll help you build and structure your own portfolio and manage it for yourself. And I'm the founder, been running the business now for 2 years, been in crypto, six years, so since
Yeah.
2015. So yeah, it's been a while.
So wow, impressive stuff. So what got you into crypto, and what made you want to start up this business?
So kind of casting my mind back to, funnily enough, a lot of people fall in love with crypto because of the financial gain you can make in crypto.
Yeah.
And when I was younger, I was a very, very tech-driven person. I needed something to keep my head going, so I got into coding. HTML, Java, Laravel, all that sort of stuff. And funnily enough, I was at the time I was researching cloud computing. It was like
Okay.
2015, and at the side it said people also search for cryptography. So essentially, what I did was deep dived into cryptography, understood how it all worked, and then discovered Bitcoin in 2015,
Yeah.
and then lately Ethereum. So I was essentially investing in those when they were really, really low in price. Had a holding portfolio. Semi-retired in 2018 after the bull run, and wanted to give back to the space in a way that allowed me to, better. There's a lot of scams out there, right? Especially in crypto. A lot of people don't know what they're doing. So 100%, you don't know who to trust. So 2018, I had the idea: how can I break into this space and change it? That made essentially changed my life as well.
Yeah.
So started research, design, and development for originally what set out Planet Crypto as an educational system. So we helped other people, and we still do this today. It's just a lot more kind of focused towards our high net worths. But we built an online program, it's a year long, and started putting people through the program to help them understand how to, identify good investments, manage their own portfolios, and supporting them along the way. And then as that kind of seasoned and blossomed, I'm just giving you a little bit of techno babble here. There's a lot to go over. But as that seasoned and blossomed, we launched that kind of like back end of 2019. It was so quite a lot of time in the making. And as that blossomed, we got a lot of people and a lot of high net worths coming to us saying, "Look, Elliott and the team, because there's 7 of us on the team now. We've got the money, but we don't have the time." So what we built is a portfolio management service whereby people come to us with a certain amount of money, and they'll say, "Look, guys, I've got 10, 20, 30K. We recommend between 1 to 5% of the wealth because it's high risk asset class. Nothing's ever given in crypto. You can take a flight, and I've got lost 40 million on a flight to Dubai by the time we landed. So you can imagine what some investors that put all the money into that field sometimes. But yeah, and essentially what we'll do is we'll build them a portfolio and we'll help them on a monthly basis manage their own portfolio. So it's not a traditional like management in the fact that they're sending us money and we're pressing the buttons. It's more of like this is what our team are doing to manage our master portfolio, and this is how you guys can overall not think about crypto per month, and we'll help you to do that. And we've managed around we've got about 2 million at the moment of clients on the portfolio kind of management system. So that's where we're at the moment.
Wow, it's impressive stuff. So the next question I've got is a little bit of a challenge, okay? Because when people are learning about crypto, you've got different keywords, and blockchain always comes up. So what I always like to do is ask experts like yourself if you can, in layman's terms, break down using sort of the quickest and shortest amount of words to explain what a blockchain is.
Okay.
So at the end, I'm going to have a leaderboard or something at some point. So I just want to see, you're going to start it off for us. So yeah, just basically, if someone comes to you and says, "Look, Elliot, I just don't know what a blockchain is," and they don't know anything about crypto, they're not very techy. How would you explain to them what a blockchain is?
In the shortest amount, because I bloody
In the
talk about this all
shortest
day.
amount, like, because I know it's hard.
Okay, so it's a series of data that's compressed and validated amongst the network and then put into a chain of transactions. I think that's
That's pretty
am I
good.
looking at
Okay,
it?
what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the tech team to count up the words, and we'll get you on the leaderboard, Elliot, and I'll tell you how you're doing next month. Okay, right. So what on the future of blockchains? Then I want to know, what your thoughts are on the future of blockchains.
My thoughts, again, something I speak about all day, but my thoughts with regards to where we are in terms of right now. So you've got really and truly, you've got the tech, you've got the financial tech, and you've got the actual finance itself and how you make money from it. And for
Yeah,
me, moving into the future, what we're going to see is a lot of the tech, because there's no doubt as we move forward into the likes of CBDC, central bank digital currencies and stuff, and the government start to regulate this market. A lot of the text, what we've got right now is kind of like we're in that position where it's like the financial, well, it's a financial bubble where we were when it came to, like, for example, the .com era. So there's a lot of good tech flying around, a lot of different use cases for different types of tech.
yeah,
But what it is for me is that once that gets regulated, a lot of the tech that's kind of not good enough to get there will drop off planet Earth, and the ones
right,
that are really like the Amazons and Google, the new world, will move forward and kind of compete for either being the household name or at least run behind the likes of Amazon and Google, or at least become the tech that made the new world. So I think that's my thoughts. I think, likes of Bitcoin that we're using to, a lot of investors use our wealth as a hedge against inflation, all this sort of stuff.
yeah.
Other solutions, Ethereum, other smart contract solutions, they might not necessarily be the things that the central public see, but in the background, they'll be the technology that essentially facilitate.
Right. Okay, cool. No, it's good. So what do you think about the crypto market at the moment, and where do you see, cryptocurrency going in the future?
So, I mean, there's no doubt that we trend in very, very large cycles when it comes to the financial side of things of the market. So, I mean, my personal expertise, because we have a full development team as well, but my personal expertise lie within the technical analysis, the fundamental analysis. This is right on my street, this question. So I think with regards to the market at this moment in time, in terms of the growth we're getting, it's a lot more driven. So if you cast your mind back to earlier this year, when we got the kind of quite large, or a 44% drop in the single day for Bitcoin, and that was well and truly kind of driven by people who would have wallet addresses for less than 6 months. So kind of really new investors in the market. It was a shock driven. There was 3 bits of fundamental news. We had the increase in Biden tax. We had the Elon Musk news, and we had the drop in hash rate as well, in the China ban and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And essentially what we found is the longer term holders of Bitcoin were actually staying put. And we just found that the kind of newer addresses were kind of panic selling. So for me, this growth that we've seen over the last few months since that has been a lot more driven by, institutions, which has been very good, which is why the moves haven't been as high. Which for me is really, really good. So what I see we're going to continue growing. The market's going to continue going into the back end of next year, if not, early next year. And then I think it's inevitable we will see it get overinflated, that kind of euphoric state that we do see when it comes to getting the new investors in the market once again. Then we will crash and we'll hit a higher low or whatever in the next bear market and continue from there. So that's my thoughts with regards to the financial side of things. In terms of the whole market as a whole, I think that we're only going in the right direction. I think there's going to be a lot of change in terms of the largest players in the kind of whole entire market. As the last bull run we had in 2017-18, you had some projects that were in the top 10 which are now outside of the top 10. A lot of that's going to change, but I guess that's all about the need for the certain technologies in the world.
Okay, that brings me on to my next question, Elliot, because like you said, coins going into the top 10, out of the top 10, the term Metaverse, obviously it's been thrown around. We had Facebook change their name to Meta Platforms. What are your thoughts on the Metaverse, and how do you think, that's going to potentially change the market?
So the way I see, I get a lot of questions about this. I actually brought an expert onto our education system because I focus on a lot more of the high level stuff. But from my own understanding of what I think kind of how we're going to move forward is that the metaverse itself, it's such a new concept. And obviously it's got the backing of the likes of Facebook now, for example, which is why we're seeing things like the Sandbox, Mana Engine, all that sort of stuff do particularly well. But I look at it like we're in such a new kind of phase with regards to the whole metaverse stuff. It's kind of, you look at, like, for example, DeFi. We have an overall kind of market, the way in which the market money moves, the money flow of the market. But then you've got in between each of the sectors, so your DeFi, your oracles, all that sort of stuff. You've got the way that the money flows inside of that as well. Yeah. Now, what we've got for DeFi, for DeFi, it's been there for quite a while, so we can kind of predict according to its previous movements, like how it's going to fare per cycle, should we say, along kind of taking into account what's happening with the whole market. But for Metaverse, because it's such a new thing, and then I'm gonna get onto the actual tech in a moment and what I think of that. I think that certainly from a financial standpoint, it will get massively overvalued before we start to see it get, it kind of find its feet a little bit more, because it's such a hype thing. It's very easy, and that's what I've found in crypto. Things that are very easy to understand generally get a lot of hype, but other things that aren't as easy to understand don't. If you look at like the likes of, I always get new investors coming to me, it's like, well, what are you invested in? XRP, because everyone can understand peer-to-peer transactions and speed of transactions. And for me, like, I'm not a big advocate of that, and I see that there's a lot of people, because they understand it, they automatically flood towards it, and it's very easy to understand digital real estate, digital games, earning, NFTs or whatever. So that's why I see there's a little bit more kind of interest there. But the underlying technology, I think, is great. I mean, what we're personally doing as a business is looking at the platforms that facilitate these growths. So the likes of, you got Axe Infinity, you got Solana blockchain, even Mana to an extent. So that's what we're looking at. But I think, the NFT space as a whole, I think that's going to have a reality check at some point, because some of it's good, but some of it, like,
that was on my you're hitting every question, Elliot. I was going to just say quickly about your thoughts on NFTs, and because obviously they can be digital art, but they can be gaming skins, this sort of, it's just digital ownership of something. I just wanted to know what you thought of NFTs and sort of investment in them.
Oh, just repeat that one.
Bit of a delay there. No, just, you were touching already when you're talking about it, like NFTs, just your thoughts about it, and what you thought. Yeah,
I have mixed emotions about NFTs. I think it's because, again, it's new stuff. I think there's definitely going to be a reality check at some point. So, you see the examples of, like, in 2017, 2018, we saw the ICO boom, right, where people were just raising money for things that had zero value at all. We're going through a similar point with NFTs, I think. So, you're seeing people create and mint NFTs, sell them to themselves, have a RRP price of, however many Ethereum, and then just sell something that has no value. And my own opinion is, if I need a photo, I will just save images on Google. That's what I do. So I think some of it, to an extent, is getting a little bit out of hand. But then I think the actual platforms and for things in the world that have real tangible value.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. So to sort of like finish up and stuff, what would be your advice for any sort of newcomers that are interested or wanted to invest in cryptocurrency?
My personal advice is be careful what information you take in and from who it is. Yeah. Because what we have a tendency to do is, if you are a newcomer, if you've got money there ready to invest, you have a tendency to take a lot of information in and want to risk your capital straight away. Whereas I'd always focus on the theory, first, and then risk your capital after you understand the process. And be careful, again, who you're taking the information because as we know, technical analysis from analysis, there is things that contradict. So if you're essentially taking a lot of information from a lot of different people, it's going to give you this brain fog, which means that once you get into the market, you're not going to be psychologically there either. So that's what I'd say anyway.
Okay, brilliant. Well, thanks ever so much for giving up your time today and having a chat with me. Hopefully we can get you on the show again at some other point in the future and talk about some more crypto stuff. So thank you once again. Cheers, Elliot. Is there a delay?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
brilliant. Thank you for having me, Oliver. Yeah, got that.
Cheers, Elliott. See you soon.
Cheers.
So there you go, guys. Chat with Elliott Rayne there on all things cryptocurrency. Let us know what you think about today's episode in the comments down below. All other information will be linked in the description. As always, throw us a like. Subscribe to Crypto Bible so you never miss any of our new upcoming videos. And once again, thanks for joining me for today.